I start the video with a little flower. Yay. Anyway, okay, response video to Fred. I was going to think about this video before I made it, but then I said, nah, that would be breaking tradition. Sort of. The whole communication thing, this whole YouTube thing, beyond it as a medium for communication and all that stuff, it does have this power of person, it does get inside of you. The people get inside of you. I've sort of, talked a little bit about that in past videos where, it worries me a little bit, because you do know these people and you start to worry about them a little bit and stuff, and, we're gonna, we're gonna watch our lives turn to shit and stuff like that's gonna happen right here. We're all kind of exposed, and, some people will, I guess, like a wild animal, when things get bad, they'll wander off, to die. They'll disappear in a quiet way. And some of us will probably make a bit of a scene. But anyway, little bird up on my light there. Very cute. Anyway, was cute, flew away. Yeah, so, but I can feel you inside my head sometimes, and I sort of have the same kind of, I have this feeling like I've like Ghost or something, like we've pushed through each other a little bit, and we really have a taste. We've got a little bit of each other stuck on us, and it's good. It's a good thing. And then the other side of that is that you have these trolley people that give you such a, that's a very, you have this one side with this very, very positive kind of thing. It's a, I hate to use the word love or something, but it's like this really, pure, really kind of neat thing to be able to interact with another human and have that kind of intercourse, And then on the other side, you got this exact opposite, where you have these trolls and these assholes, and they just fucking tear you down and try to make you feel like shit, and do nothing to elevate the conversation, do nothing to inspire, even better language. Even if you said something wrong, they have to. They're so, sledgehammer asshole about it that they just destroy any possibility of wanting to spend even the tiniest bit of energy to correct the problem or to fix the problem or to work on it or to argue through it or to do anything. They just destroy all incentive to live. They're just horrible people, and it's just funny how that interaction is that conflict, that contradiction in terms of what goes on. Yeah, I knew he was going to interrupt. That's what he's good at. Yes, that's one of your best things, is interrupting things. Yes, it is. What the hell you got on your side here? Better not be a tick, a monster. Surgery. I know, but something's in your skin, and I have to pull it out. If you didn't get stuff on you, then I wouldn't have to do the work. Okay, I think I got it. Anyway, and such. So anyway, yeah, but it really is interesting when you're filming yourself. I got a little camera in the window over there, for the background stuff. Because even that sort of, I found that sort of interesting too. Is just this, what you do in a video for a video, and just some of that even inspires and changes the direction of videos. And you've talked about that, where your location is, how common it is. If it's uncommon, then there's all these distractions, and and then I would add mood is such a big part of it too. From week to week, your brain is in a different place, and you're going to make a completely different video from day to day. Even some days I just won't have the energy to fight with somebody, so yeah, it'll be a less. What the hell was that beep? Oh, you stepped on my thing here. Thanks, Cat. I was using that to figure out how much time I had left. Thank you very much for ruining it. Alright, anyway. what else is there? Yeah, the cat is, doing this cat thing. And whatever. Yeah, so yeah, I guess I'm not saying anything profound here, so somebody will complain, oh, this video was stupid and a waste of time and blah blah blah, and they'll say something snarky and stupid and just make you feel like shit for no good reason whatsoever. And so that's fine. It is just so hard to gauge, though, what people like. It's such a 50-50 thing. You make half of them happy and then the other half are pissed off, and there's just no way to do it and get away clean. Well, not no way. I mean, obviously you can just make a trivial video, a safe video. Speaking of safe, I was thinking about that whole idea that it might be interesting, instead of the button argument, the idea that we had more control over our lives if we could assign risk. So, like we could sign a contract as soon as we were of competent age or something, saying that, yeah, for this much glory, we're willing to risk this much horror, and we could essentially buy ourselves immunity to certain catastrophes, by giving up chocolate or some other kind of bullshit, some other positive experience that we could sacrifice to gain liberation from, this risk that we're all exposed to. The fact that, right now there could be some little nasty growing inside my head or some, my liver or whatever. And, that we're all vulnerable to this crap of how it's going to hit us, how we're going to get stepped on by nature. And it would be kind of nice if we could, reveal what we're really after, by having, a real game, a real Las Vegas style. Well, if you want the big money, you can play the slot machine, that has a 1 in a million payoff, or you can put your nickel in the one that, gives you some, 1 in 100 chance of winning, so it's so we could balance our risk to reward, and we all weren't stuck playing the high stakes games, and could play we could choose our life to be more reflective of our personality, instead of one size having to fit all in terms of this risk-reward crap. But yeah, I mean, it's all wishful thinking, but I mean, it's all part of the equation of having perspective enough to realize what game we're in here, and what you're actually doing when you make decisions for other people, when you impose life, when you create it, and what that means. And people need to have a little bit of perspective. I don't think it's really asking too much for people to have these thoughts run through their head prior to them making those kinds of decisions, so they're fully aware of what it is they're doing. It's not just something you do, like put your shoe on. It's not a private act. It has implications that will affect the world, and most especially the individual that'll be most concerned. But you could have a kid that ends up being a serial killer and creates all kinds of mayhem, and the fact is you're going to be responsible for that. That's going to be when you have to justify in the end, when your life has to be defended and justified. That's going to be something you're going to have to explain. There's been a couple of movies like that. I really like that idea of people being obligated after death to justify their life, justify the decisions, and make an accounting and demonstrate that it was worth, that the messes you made were worth the fixes you created, or something like that. Kind of like a Christmas Carol kind of idea, where you get to see the past and the present and the future and put it all together and try to figure out whether you can make something that's valuable out of that slop. So anyway, this is enough of a video now. The cat stepped in my timer, I'm sure. I think we're done. So anyway, and I had a nice cigarette, and it was nice seeing you again, and such. And yep. Gotta get ready for that Francie thing. I'm thinking, but I don't. It's just so hard to deal with this idea of making sense artistically is a little tricky, because without without $1 million budget, it's kind of hard to do art good enough. To really say something in art, it takes a little bit of work to do it well. And yeah, I'm lazy. I'm poor. But anyway, I'm thinking on it. Anyway, till next time, and such, and so forth. Camera moving, and such.